Hello, guys. So, real quick, I'm going to talk about this, and it's titled "Only You Decide What Your Standards Should Be." Okay, I meant to talk about this like maybe a week or two ago when I saw Young Ladies live, but I was kind of busy and I didn't have time to stop and really put any attention on that situation. So a lot of times when I do these lives, it's something that might have been on my mind for maybe a month, 2 months, and I just didn't have time to address it. And then when I have some free time, I just talk about it. And so on the live, at first she talked about what is it? Oh, she did a video about this. I think it's an African guy, and I think he played their version of football. I forget what they call it, but it's their version of football, right? And he married a white woman. But what happened was before he became famous, before he got all of his money, he was with a black woman. He was with his high school sweetheart. And then when he became famous and started getting paid a lot of money in sports, he married a white woman. And then when that white woman left him and took him for everything he had, he went back to his his high school sweetheart, which was an African woman, right? And so she talked about how this happens a lot among black women who take men back after they're broke, busted, and disgusted. They call you gold diggers. You help build them up, and then they go get somebody else because they feel like it's a higher status symbol. I mean, we've heard celebrities say it. We heard Nick Cannon say it, so it's no denying it. When you have the men themselves saying it, then I'm only repeating what they're saying out of their mouth. So there's no denying this at this point. Okay, so they see the white woman especially as the status symbol. They get to a point where they can afford this woman, and they feel like they've arrived because now they got some money and they can afford this white woman and leave the black woman in the dust. And this is just what they said out there. Even Kanye West said that in the song. Okay, that song with Jamie Foxx. Okay, you put him on, and then as soon as he get on, he leave you for a white girl or something like that. Even Kanye West said it. Nick Cannon said it. So at this point, there's no need in accusing any black woman who repeats that. It's no need of accusing them of bashing black women because we're merely repeating what's being said by black men themselves. Anyway, let me get to it. And so she said she made another live, right? Because she said somebody came under her video saying, and I think this was an African man that came under her video saying, look, black women need to take what they can get because they don't have too many options, and they need to stop having something. They can raise their standards all they want to, but they're just going to be lonely. Okay? And so then this lady made another live saying, should black women lower their standards? Are black women standards too high? Well, I know the title of those type of lives is only to bring a conversation. It's kind of like a talk show, especially when you have a platform with a lot of subscribers and a lot of viewers. I mean, I understand you make money off those type of topics anyway, so I'm not going to criticize anybody for wanting to have that subject because, I mean, you make money. I mean, it's a large following, it's a lot of views, you get a check. So I'm not going to criticize the money-making part of this person wanting to do another live. But I do want to talk about how only you decide what your standards should be. No man should be coming, I don't care who they are. Nobody should come and tell you, right? Say if you have a job where you might make $150,000 a year, or even if you make $80,000 a year. Nobody else should come. Nobody else is qualified to come and tell you to lower your standards. You should be able to decide what you believe you deserve. Nobody should come and tell you what you deserve. And so, it was a live titled, should black women, are their standards too high or should they lower their standards? Well, the problem is we already know just by you can look at the continent of Africa as well. You can look at a lot of black communities within the United States, or what black neighborhoods I'll call them. It's evident that the black woman, no matter where she is, her standards are not that high. I mean, You can just look around. You see that she does not have high standards. Okay, so that's but see, of course, the men were allowed to come in and chime in on that subject. And like I said, I'm not going to criticize the person who did the live because that's money making. Okay, that's an interesting topic. It's money making, but I just want to discuss the fact that inviting these guys on these panels or to call in to discuss whether a black woman should have standards. They shouldn't have a say so on whether I should have standards. Nobody should come and tell me that I can make $150,000 a year, and you're gonna come and tell me that I need to settle for a man who make $35,000, because it's not about the money. It's about who he is and his character. He could be a good, nice man. You're not gonna come in and telling me what I should choose and what's best for me, and that I should lower my standards and pay for, and take care of a man. Okay, so that's all I want to say is that that's why I don't I said this before. I made another audio, but I closed it off talking about they don't have a say. And it's not, and I'm not talking about all, of course I'm not talking about all men, but when I say they don't have a say, talking about dating and relationships and stuff and what black women should do, I don't think at this point many of them need to have a say for what black women should choose and who they should choose to date. I think at this point, with where black people are right now, it's best to focus on yourself. It's best for black men to really, really focus on themselves. That dream that I had is coming true very soon. Well, a lot of them were taken out. I don't know what group of men these were. They were non-black men, but I saw a group of young men just being taken out. And I know that they're being taken out now, but I'm talking about it's going to be a different type of situation that's going to happen. And at this point, they just don't need to be telling black women what kind of standards they need to have and telling black women what they should do, because they're on the brink of just, they're not on the brink. It's already done. It's already decided that many of their bloodlines, and black women, but a lot of black men, many of their bloodlines are not allowed to come back. They're no longer extended immortality. And that's just me saying from sources that I heard that from, that is a lot of black men are no longer extended immortality. So therefore, it's no need for them to get into these type of topics and tell black women what kind of standards they should have. But anyway, that's what I talk about. But and not just them, it's anybody, not a non-black man, a non-black woman. Nobody needs to tell you what your standards should be. Nobody should tell you what you deserve. Okay? But with that being said, I just wanted, that was just something that was on my mind. I've been thinking about it. Well, it came back to my mind because I wanted to talk about it when she did the live, and then I kind of forgot. I was busy, and then it just came back to mind because I don't have, I'm kind of free right now, so it came back to my mind. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.